More and more homeowners are actually choosing to renovate their current home instead of dealing with the crazy housing market right now. So in this episode, I'm going to dive into that topic. Welcome everyone to this episode of the AskJasonGelios Show. I'm Jason Gelios, Michigan Realtor, and I appreciate you tuning in to this episode where I'm going to be talking about how the tight housing market is actually prompting more homeowners to renovate their current home. And yes, we know that supplies and all that are actually at an all-time high in terms of cost, right? Lumber it is still high compared to what it was years ago, although it has gone down a little bit since 2021. But basically, more and more people, more and more homeowners are actually choosing to renovate or add on space to their current home. And so this is an excellent topic. Before I dive into this though, if you can do me a favor, especially if you're new to this show, is go ahead and follow me on the social media links that I have in the description below. You can choose your poison. I'm on multiple platforms there, as well as visit my website. It's allabouttherealestate.com. And there's a pop-up that you can fill out if you would like to receive these shows in your email once a week. Okay. Now, this is a great article. Actually, I'm going to be referencing this article that came out March 30th, 2022 about how the tight housing market is prompting more renovations. And I got some pretty interesting percentages here, stats here that I really want to share with you because I love sharing facts. I will share with you my opinion. However, I like to share with you facts, and everything that I do is based on factual data, okay? This article can be found, actually, I'll link this article in the description if you'd like to read it. But pretty much, we have lean housing inventory. So not many homes available per buyers. Okay, we have fierce buyer competition still. In 2020, 21, I was even seeing it late 2019 where there was major competition with homes. It just accelerated and got worse for buyers throughout the pandemic. People were realizing, in a nutshell, they were realizing that their home was no longer satisfying to them for their needs, okay? Now, that is coming to a decline a little bit. We know that the market is starting to cool off, and I'm gonna share with you some percentages here. Now, according to Discover Home Loans, which this is in no way an endorsement. I've never worked with Discover Home Loans. This is just what is in the article that I wanted to share with you. But they did a survey. 79% of more than 1,500 homeowners surveyed said that they would rather renovate their current home than move to a different one. That's interesting. Okay. Now, 42% of homeowners say that rising interest rates are actually delaying their home improvements. Interest rates are high. And how does that affect home improvements? Well, the number one source of financing for a home improvement, renovation, right? Whether you're renovating a kitchen, a bathroom, whatever it is, okay, living room, okay, the rising interest rates, right, are affecting because you have home equity loans, and that's the number one tapped into source that homeowners seek to get financing for the renovations. And so 42% of homeowners say that those rising interest rates are actually delaying their home improvements. It's costing more. Then you have, like I mentioned earlier, right, the rising supplies, all that is gone. Everything's just more expensive. And then you have inflation and all this fun stuff and other things, indirect things, groceries, all that stuff, right? I can get into that, but I'm not going to. All that stuff affects what you're paying though. Now, they go on to say that more than half of homeowners, about 57% of that group I mentioned, it was surveyed, 1,500 homeowners surveyed, say that they have undertaken projects that have gone over budget. 57% of homeowners have gone over budget on their home improvement projects. Okay? 2 in 3 report that their project cost has increased since their contractor bid. That's pretty horrible. But on the contractor side, right, if the prices if the prices for materials are going up as you're doing your project, some projects take a week. Some project, major renovations, especially ones that are financed through home equity lines and things like that, that could take months. It just depends on what you're doing, especially kitchen. The average kitchen, I think, is like 2 to 3 months, they said, depending on what you're doing. That's probably a pretty big size kitchen, by the way. But and then 42% have said that they have delayed their home improvement project because of rising costs. So they've literally put it on hold, okay? Now, this is very important. I want to share with you this here is that as the U.S. continues to deal with rising material costs and supply chain issues, that's the other thing. Even if you have the money to do all this stuff, chances are you're going to be waiting for things like cabinets, countertops, appliances, things like that, okay? But homeowners need to still plan ahead for the remodel and give yourself a cushion. Make that cushion a little bit bigger because of the rising costs and all that fun stuff. So, okay, but pretty much this is a sign that more and more people are actually choosing to renovate their current space, which is interesting. Now, I want to dive into a couple things here. So the first one is the top 5 improvements Americans are wanting to undertake, okay? So what's the top 5 things that homeowners are tackling? Well, 42% said routine maintenance, right? Your basic maintenance. This could be upgrading your furnace, upgrading your roof, upgrading, let's just say, water heater, things like that. Not fun stuff. 31% said updating the appliances. 31% said refinishing or replacing their flooring. 29% said remodeling an existing bathroom, which, by the way, kitchens and bathrooms, number 1 spots to renovate and upgrade if you're going to be doing that. Number 1 rooms, okay? And then 28% remodeling an existing kitchen. That's pretty interesting. Now, the top 5 reasons why Americans would rather renovate versus buying a new home. 27% said they can better personalize their home. I agree with that. You can do more things. You can customize it more versus just choosing something that's already done, like a new build, for example. 26% said they view it as less expensive than buying a new home. Right now, absolutely. Even with rising costs of supplies, to buy a new build, you're throwing in crazy amount of labor and then builder upcharge and all that fun stuff. It's definitely less in most cases. 27% said they feel a sense of accomplishment. There's something to be said when you tackle a current space in your home, right, and you renovate it. It feels good, right? Even if you're just doing paint, new paint feels great on an existing room that needed it. 9% said finding a home is too stressful. Right now, it is. 7% said the current housing market is too limited. Yes, you won't have that huge array of choices out there if you're looking to buy a home in 2022. The market is starting to cool, by the way, but you're probably not going to see a huge difference until probably 2023. Where it won't be as tight. So, okay. So again, just wanted to share with you this. More and more homeowners are actually choosing to renovate their homes, their current homes, versus going out and buying a new home. Now, there's always somebody that has to buy a new home, and you can make things work. You just have to work with the right professional, be aggressive, not waste time, and know what you really want. And quite honestly, you won't have that. I'm going to think about it tonight and wake up to a decision. You just can't do that in this market. So, and it is a shame, right? Because you want to make a sound decision. But, hey, consider renovating your current space, unless you rent. Consider renovating your current space until the market cools off. And then, hey, and you know what? You increase your value, maybe you'll get more. So, I hope you guys found this episode value. Again, follow me on social media. Those links are in the description below. And visit my website. It's allabouttherealestate.com. Tell a friend, family member, an enemy about the show. Okay, help me share the value that I put out in each episode. So I'm Jason Gelios, Michigan Realtor, and I appreciate you watching.